Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Administrator Masterclass Sneak Peek. My name is Tunde Disu, and it's an honor for me to come to you again today, as we do every Monday, to share with you some of the things, some of the services that the administrator can render to you as a ministry, as a church, as an NGO, as a charity. But today's program is peculiar because it is born out of a recent leadership and church workers training that I did for a church here in London. And at the end of the half-day training program, it was time for questions and answers. And it's amazing that most of the questions that people were asking were to do with attitude towards serving, attitude towards people. But the theme, the summation of everything was to do with attitude. Even though this was a topic that we covered during the training, it was surprising to me that people still had so many questions to ask about it. And that prompted me to start thinking, well, maybe this is an area that needs reviewing again, needs revisiting. But the good thing is, in my book, The Elisha Project, The Privilege of Serving Leaders, there's a whole chapter that is devoted to attitude. And so today I want to revisit that particular chapter and just try to summarize within the short time that we have to look at what is attitude. How do you develop it? How do you maintain it? Now, as an organization, the administrator, like I said, this topic was born out of a training program that we did for another church, for a church. What I'm trying to say is that the administrator as an organization is ready, is capable, is committed to raising the standard in every aspect of churches and ministries, non-governmental organizations and charities through practical hands-on training. So if your organization is at a point where you feel we need to take it to the next level, or we just need to turn things around, we need to revisit our training program, look no further. The administrator is here. We can conduct and put together a training package, either a general training package or even a bespoke training package specifically to what you need and how you want it. We can put all of that together for you. So please do contact us after this broadcast so that we can discuss this further. So let's go back to the topic for today: attitude. Attitude. When you hear the word attitude, what springs to mind? I'm sure most of us have heard of the phrase, your attitude will determine your altitude, which is true. But more than that, your attitude will also determine not just your altitude, but how long you stay at that level and how high you rise from that level. Because when you look at the life of a person, ultimately, everything about your life and my life comes down to one thing: the attitude. The experience that you get out of life will be determined by the attitude with which you approach life, the attitude with which you conduct yourself, the attitude with which you relate to others, the attitude regarding your viewpoint on matters, on issues, on everything. Attitude is a key to our lives, to the type of experience that we get out of life. Attitude is a key that will determine that. So, what is attitude? What is attitude? The Oxford Dictionary defines attitude like this. It said, attitude is a way of thinking, a posture of the body, an informal self-confidence of hostile behavior. Attitude is a way of thinking, is a posture of the body, is informal self-confidence or hostile behavior. As you can see from that definition, attitude is a mindset. It's a way that you think. And the Bible says, as a man think in his heart, so is he. So therefore, what we're saying is, your attitude is a summation of who you are and what you stand for. Because it has effect. It goes through everything about you and around you. When people talk about you, when people think of you, when people pass comment about you, the first thing they will talk about is your attitude. Now let's look at how does this now relate to your service, how you serve, especially in a church or in a ministry. It has everything to do with it. You see, serving in a church is a privilege. It's not a right. Having the ability, having the opportunity rather, to serve and give, to wait on God's people, it's a privilege. It's not a right. Therefore, when that privilege is extended to you, it is required, it is expected of you to also carry it out with good attitude. You and I, we've seen people who has everything going for them. They have everything anybody can want, can need, can have in life. But there's something about them that nobody can stand. Their attitude. Irrespective of what they have, how they have it, irrespective of where they are, their position, their title, their